morning. It's a Saturday morning, early in September, and I'm sitting at my back window looking out over the garden and having my first coffee. I'm looking out here over lots and lots of falling leaves. We are now into autumn, I think, and a lot of my plants in the garden won't change. They are evergreens, and which is a bonus for me, because once they are trimmed up neat and tidy, I can forget about them until the spring. But the trees at the back are they shed their leaves. They're not my trees, they are over in the next garden. So they sway about in the wind. The leaves have started falling on my garden and the neighbours' gardens as well. And I know this is going to be a job for the next 2 to 3 months of picking the leaves up. Now, when I first moved here, I used to clear away the fallen leaves a lot, all the time, because it bugged me a little bit. But now I'm used to it, and I don't immediately rush out and pick them up. I generally use the lawnmower when it's a dry day. I'll get the lawnmower out and that will pick them up. But so no panic really. I'm glad we've got seasons though, when things change. I wouldn't want to live in a country where it's continually covered in snow for most part of the year. I wouldn't want to live in a desert area either. So, we have the 4 seasons here. And it is actually interesting and quite nice to see the changes. Although some of it means more hard work. Like in the spring, of course, everything grows. So I have to be out there quite regularly and tidying up. But it's nice to be able to just sit with a coffee and watch over the garden. I'm shuffling about because I've got the windowsill just there, and I can see the birds starting to appear, coming down for their breakfast. I haven't put anything out yet, but I will do soon, once I've had my coffee. The cats, the boys are up and about. Oscar and Mickey, they've had their breakfast. They've gone out. Maisie is still in bed. I don't know if you can see her right over there. No, angle's wrong. She is over there. I put the bed out there for her. She decides where she wants to sleep overnight. Sometimes it's here on this table. Sometimes it's over there. So anyway, I can see that she is now woken up and starting to clean herself. The computer is on, so I've got stuff to do on that today, because yesterday I went out and I've got videos to upload, photographs to edit, and the blog to write, of course. Now, one day out means that it'll take me about 4 to 5 days to get it all out on the blog. I don't like to write up really long, massive posts, so I divide it up into easy chunks to digest. But what's happening? Oh, what happened overnight? Well, I've got hedgehogs still coming, and I've got a back place out there, which is the outside back door, right, goes into a passageway covered where there's a toilet and sheds, and then there's an inside back door into the house. But there is a cat flap on the outside door, but it doesn't have a flap. And what I'm finding is the hedgehogs are finding their way in there. It's only about 3 inches off the ground. Now, I used to leave cat food in there for boys overnight, my boy cats overnight, because they would pop in and get some dry food. But now what I'm finding is the hedgehogs found that dry food, and they were starting to come in to eat it, but then they left all their mess. They left their calling cards, they had a wee, they had a poo. Now the floor is pretty easy to clean in there. Anyway, I stopped leaving the food in there, and it is all outside. They now don't need to come in there because the food, hedgehog food, is outside. But they still come in. Are hedgehogs intelligent or what? So there's no food indoors or inside the passageway, but they come in and they pee and they poo and they go out again. Oh no, so now I think I'm going to have to block off that pretend cat flap, because every morning I need to clean up the mess. So, hedgehogs keep visiting. They will stop eventually, I suppose, when they go into hibernation. The birds, I can see 1 or 2 arriving now, pecking crazily at the garden, because they will be finding some seeds there. And so it's my little bit of nature out there. I've got a couple of projects on the go regarding arts and crafts, and that will keep me entertained. Now, I went out yesterday, just outside Lincoln, but there's another event on today at Lincoln Showground. And now I had planned on going there. It's an arts and crafts event. I had planned on going there, but now I'm thinking I've got to drive down that exact same route. It's easy enough, and the roads are pretty clear. And I'm thinking, do I want to do that? But then if I don't do it today, there is another arts and crafts event next month, early October, in the same place. So I'm looking for things to do during the autumn and winter periods, because, I don't want to be in this house like 24/7 every day. It's just too much. I need to go outside. So what I do is I look for events where I can go, easy to drive to, easy to park, undercover. So there are venues that suit my needs for that. And I think that's what we must do, is to adapt really to the seasons and to the weather. Because we are getting really haphazard weather. I mean, yesterday was absolutely glorious at near Lincoln. I will be blogging about that. But yes, yesterday was glorious. Sunshine, it was fantastic. But looking out today, we've got a really heavy mist, and it's hanging in the air. I mean, it may go away a bit later on, but it's so unpredictable. We can't really plan like a week or so in advance, because we don't know what's going to happen. Anyway, I will push off now, because I'm going to finish this coffee. I'm going to feed Madam over there and hope that I can move her away from the computer, because I need to do some work on there. And I hope you have a really good weekend, and every weekend and every autumn or winter. Just make sure that you've got a little bit of something to do. Don't sit around thinking, I'm bored. I do sometimes. I think, I'm bored, what can I do? But then there always is something to pops up somewhere. There's something happening somewhere, even if it means getting away for an hour or two. Now, if I don't go to Lincoln today, I know what I might do is go and do some litter picking around the area. So that gets me out. So a little bit of voluntary work. Anyway, nice to chat on this Saturday morning. I will catch up another time. I think this camera's working okay now since it's been in the camera shop. So we'll see you again. Nice to see you. Toodle pip.